Hey guys, what's up? JWhisp here, and welcome to episode 27 of the Minecraft 1.16 Survival Let's Play. And here we are, back in our amazing world. In the last episode, we worked on making a bee sanctuary, and I've done a little bit of work off camera to get myself some more bees and bee nests in there, and it's starting to look pretty dang nice. We have a few bees. Oh wait, there's one. Okay, we have one in here. There were a few more. They're kind of hiding around. Looks like we got these nests all full of honey now. We originally found one nest over there, but I was looking around and I kept seeing bees over here, and I just looked through the trees and I found one more, and then there's a flower biome not too far away from here, and I also found a bee nest there. So we have our bee nests totally filled up. We have bees floating around our village now, and I haven't seen any start to pollinate our farm yet, but hopefully pretty soon we'll see that, because that's one of the reasons we made that, and I think it'll be pretty cool. But in some more general Minecraft news, yesterday we got pre-release 1 for Minecraft Update 1.16, and today we have pre-release 2. Not much has really changed. They haven't really added much, but if you didn't hear me in the last video, I'll talk about it again. The pre-release is pretty much what it sounds like. It's the release right before the update, and since we got pre-release 1 yesterday, it means that we are super close to the release of 1.16 officially, and we already got pre-release 2 today. Now, in previous updates, they usually only do a few pre-releases. I believe with 1.15, they only had like 3 or 4 pre-releases. So if we're already on pre-release 2, we should hopefully see 1.16 really soon. Now, I haven't seen a release date for 1.16 yet, but my guess is that in the next week or two, we will for sure at least get a release date, if not see the full release of the update, as well as get another trailer for the update on the official Mojang YouTube page and everything like that. So I'm super excited. This means that the update is pretty much finished, that most of the bugs are fixed, that most of the things they're going to add in the update is complete, and that 1.16 is pretty much here. And I'm pretty excited because a lot of people know about 1.16, but also a lot of people don't. A lot of people simply don't play on newer updates until it's released. But now that 1.16 is released, once the trailer comes out, people are going to see it, and it's going to bring many more people to Minecraft and make Minecraft even more popular. Every time there's an update, there's always a huge, like, 2 to 3 month period where there's an influx of old players and new players coming to the game, and it's going to be super awesome. I think this update in particular will bring a lot of old players back to Minecraft because it's revamping the Nether, which is such a huge and iconic part of Minecraft, and I think a lot of people are going to want to hop on Minecraft to sort of check out the Nether update and see what there is to do. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, here we are in our world, back to this episode, and there's something I want to do. When I stream, people always suggest to me different things they want to see me build in this world, and something that people have been suggesting for me to build a lot is to build a trophy room. And a trophy room would pretty much be a place for me to put all my achievements, all the things I've gotten that are pretty cool in my world. For example, one thing would be this right here, my dragon egg that I just have floating around the village. I'd probably put a few other things, like maybe an armor set or two, maybe a nether star, a totem of undying. I have my first ever pickaxe here, so maybe I'd put that there. Just kind of different stuff like that to hide in a room. There's a totem of undying. And to kind of put on a display saying, hey, these are all the cool things I've got in the world. Some other things I would probably put are like a dragon head, maybe a nether star, something like that, maybe an enchantment bottle, any kind of rare item that you get in your world. So I'm gonna grab some materials and find a place to build this, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so I've done a little bit of work here. I took my copious amounts of dirt and filled in this whole area to make it flat and level, even this little part over here. So now this whole area is finally just a big flat plain where I have tons of room to build. So it should eventually, once this grass, fills in this dirt and this dirt turns to grass, this whole area should look pretty nice, especially once I have it filled with builds. Now, for the trophy room, I want it to look pretty grand, pretty nice, pretty fancy, a little fancier than just my normal builds in the village. And so I was trying to think, what could I make this build look like? And I was looking through my chests just to think of different blocks to get inspiration. And I realized that I have a crap ton, literally so many quartz, and I still have more quartz in my chests because I have gone many times to the nether just to mine XP for XP, or to mine XP for XP, to mine quartz for XP before I had XP farms, and so I have a lot of quartz, and so I decided that it would be really cool if I did a sort of Greek temple style build and used the inside part of that as my trophy room, and then around it on the outside, just to make it look a little nice, and since it won't blend in the best with the village, put a lot of plant life, putting a lot of leaves and custom trees and things like that, and I think that together will look really nice. And even though a Greek temple doesn't really fit in with the build of everything else around here, I think it's fine because it's going to be somewhat far away. It's going to be over here, not directly in the village, and like I said, I'll put a lot of plants, I'll put some vines, everything like that, to make it look like it's more natural, stuff like that. So anyways, we have our quartz here, and so I was thinking what I'm pretty much going to do is make a big platform out of quartz, outline it with quartz stairs. I haven't made too many quartz stairs yet. I've only made a few, so let's actually grab some wood so I can make myself a crafting table and a chest just to have while building this. And gonna have a giant platform, gonna have some pillars and stuff like that, and I think overall this should look pretty cool. So let's put that there. And then I have some just normal quartz stairs. So I'm going to kind of space out this build really fast, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just made myself some more quartz stairs, and I kind of have it framed out here. Currently, this is 12 by 14, and looking at it now, I actually want to make it a little bit longer, so I'll make it 12 by 16, just kind of bring it forward a few blocks. I want to have this sort of rectangular shape. I want this to be pretty large though, so we have this whole big area, and then I'm thinking what I want to do is this little part right over here, this area, unrelated to this build, I want to put like a pond here and put some plants and stuff. I think it'll look really nice. But right here, what I'm pretty much going to do is just totally around the entire side of this thing, just place a bunch of quartz stairs. And I think it should make a really nice look to the build. I'll leave the corners untouched for now. I'm not going to put it in the corners, but I might put some more in the corners at the end just to see how it looks. But I don't know. I don't really like the look of corner stairs and how they like connect like that. I think they look kind of weird. Plus, it'll add a little bit more texture, dimensions, and you know, depth to this build if I leave those corners out. Now I'm just going to fill in this middle part with quartz. Alright, so I have it filled in, and you can see it's already starting to take shape, and I thought quartz pillars, obviously, I had to use for the pillars of this build. So I sort of spaced them out evenly. This will be the entrance right here, and then on the sides I have a pillar every 2 blocks, and then for the back, since it's a different size, I just have 2 pillars on each end, and then these 2 sort of pillars in the middle. And so what I'm going to do now is just build up these pillars. I'm not sure what'll be a good height. If I do 3 blocks, is that going to be good, or does it need to be a little bigger? It might need to be a little bit higher. Let's just get a view from the front. Let's see. 3 is alright. I think I'll go for 4 or 5 blocks. Let's see. 4 will probably be good, because I want this to be pretty large, but I don't want this build to be too big. You know what I mean? So then we'll have this, and then, yeah, I think that'll be good. I'll put 1 block more, 5 blocks, but the 5th block will be covered in stairs all around, which will give a sort of rounded off look to the pillar. So I'm going to fill all these up really fast. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is make myself some quartz slabs. I want to make a lot because I'm going to be using this for pretty much the entire ceiling. Here we have all the pillars. I have probably more pillar blocks than I'll need, so I'll use it to build up. But what I want to do is, we'll have this layer of stairs. Let me just use this on 1 pillar just to kind of see how it'll look. I'll grab my stairs, and I'll have them be upside down like this all the way along the pillar. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like this design here. And then let's see how that looks. I think that'll look pretty nice. Oh yeah, that'll look good. So that design will be for the pillars. We'll have this sort of shape. And then on this higher block here, we'll have the overhang for the start of the ceiling. So if I put it out like this, is this too far out or is that good? No, that should definitely be alright. Alright, so let's get started on the ceiling here. I'm just trying to think through this in my head. I have a general idea for what I want to do with this build, but I don't have it totally thought out. So let's do that right there, and I need to make this overhang all the way around this entire thing. Alright, so I decided to actually not do the overhang, and instead I just made a bunch of stairs, totally filled them in, and then I filled in the remaining few gaps with some of my slabs. And then with the slabs, I did go one block out on either side to kind of do a slight overhang for the ceiling. And the way I'm going to make this roof and kind of finish it all off, top it off quite literally, is to just keep going up by half slabs all the way on each side until I get to the top. And that'll pretty much be the roof design, and then I'll fill it in all with quartz, and I think that should look pretty nice. Alright, so here we go. Looking slightly bare, but I think looks good. I did the ceiling like I said, and then I just filled in one layer back with some quartz blocks and slabs, and then randomly put some chiseled quartz just to kind of give it a little bit of a pattern. I also did the same thing on that side, as well as, ooh, I see a little hole, I'm gonna have to fill that in. As well as I did it with the floor too, just put some chiseled to give it a pattern. Where's that one little hole? I saw a hole. Well, I mean, I can't see it from down here. I'll fix it sometime later. But that's pretty much the finished design for this. I'm pretty much totally out of quartz. I have a few more in that chest there. I ran to my chest room and grabbed some more quartz stuff. But I think this definitely is starting to look really nice. Now, as for lighting this up, I'm not really sure what I really want to do. I was going to try using some of the soul light stuff, but it just didn't look too good. So I'll have to mess around with stuff and see what looks nice. But pretty much the way I'm going to do this, the way it's going to be a trophy room, is we will have different stuff randomly splayed throughout there. So for example, I'll show you, I'll grab my first pickaxe, my item frame, I'll also grab a few other things and kind of show you how this works. It's pretty simple actually. I'm mostly going to be putting things in item frames and then just kind of putting them on you know, the pillars. With things like a dragon head when I get it, or the dragon egg actual blocks, I can simply place a quartz block on the ground and then place it on top of that. So actually, quick explanation, this isn't my actual true first pickaxe, it's actually my second pickaxe, because my first wooden pickaxe I accidentally lost in a fire. But this can act. This is going to be an actor as our first wooden pickaxe. So for example, I would just, like, you know, take the pillar. Let's just put it like there. Not my sword, what am I doing? Not my sword, a pickaxe. And then under it I can put a sign, or I could just name the item and be like, yo, this is my first pickaxe. So I'm going to grab all of the sort of rare and valuable things around my world and things we've gotten so far, and we can display them in here. Alright, so I've gathered some of my rare and unique items, and I'm ready to display them. Here we kind of have it in our inventory. First off, the armor and the armor stands. These aren't really rare or unique items. I just thought putting some armor stands in here would look kind of cool, and putting some sets of armor. So I just made a new set of diamond armor. I have a lot of extra diamonds, so it's not a big deal, and a new set of iron armor just to sort of decorate this. But I thought what would be really cool is how I kind of organize this. So what I'm gonna do is I will put what the item is. So this one is my first pickaxe, and then underneath that I'll put what episode. So this one would obviously be episode 1, but just kind of to track when I got certain items. Instead of putting a time frame or a date, I can sort of track it. Here we have some of my other rare items. I have the dragon egg, which actually I didn't get an item for. I could put it in an item frame, I guess. I'll put it in an item frame for now. I think that'll work. I don't think that'll look too bad. But I might actually display it on a block. For now, we'll just leave it there, and I'll put, you know, dragon egg or killing the dragon. And I believe that we first killed the dragon in episode 9. Let me look. Yeah, I have it pulled up on my phone here. So we have it. We have a few other rare items. We have just one Totem of Undying, which Totems of Undying aren't that rare, but I'm just kind of displaying it. I've gotten a few. I'm not sure when I got the first one. I think when I raided my first mansion. I'll just put Totem and then episode 12. That was in episode 12. A few other rare items here. We have an actual piglin banner, and the reason this I consider rare is because to get the snout banner pattern, first, there's only a small chance that it spawns in a chest in a bastion, and bastions are pretty hard, pretty, you know, rare, pretty hard to fight. So I don't know, it's somewhat of a rare item in my book. So we have that, and then I can just put, I don't know if I really need a sign for that. This one though is the pig step CD, and I have a few of these, and most of these, you know, music discs aren't that rare. However, just because this is a new one, I do want to sort of display it because I still think it's pretty cool, and I have a few of those. Piglin banner, I'm not sure if I should put a sign down there or if I should just move the banner up. I'm not sure what'll look better. Let's kind of do an experiment. If I move the banner up like that and then put a sign there, that looks alright, because I don't want to put the banner in the thing, so I'll just put Piglin banner, and that was also in episode 5. So this is what I'm filling it up with right now. We might have more things coming eventually. I think what might actually look good, let me just kind of do an experiment really fast. If I get my dragon egg out of here, if I just, instead of putting it in an item frame, put it like that. Oh, that's a heck of a, that looks a lot better. All right, I'll keep it like that. I'll get another chiseled quartz block for the floor. I'm just gonna leave it there. Dragon egg, and that was episode 9. Yes. All right, sweet. So there we have some of our rare and unique items. Oh, I also grabbed a bottle of enchanting. Let's put that. That's not that rare. It's just, you know, to get some of these bottles of enchantment, they're kind of rare, especially in survival. So enchanting bottle, and let's look. I got my first one in, I believe, let's look. I kind of have a thing going on here. I don't know, when would I have gotten my first enchantment bottle? I don't know where to get it. I'll put episode 17 because that's when we raided some end cities. I'm not sure. Once I have my dragon egg, that will also go here. And, you know, a few other things will also eventually go here. But I'm not done with this build quite yet. Obviously, besides needing to put more rare items as we get them, like I said at the beginning of the video, I want to put some plant life around here and sort of put some decorations. So let's do that really fast. And here is what it looks like after. Now, I've spent a lot of time kind of decorating this area, so I want to show it off. I just didn't really want to show any of it on camera because I thought placing a bunch of bone meal and flowers was pretty boring. But I did what I said, and I put a little pond over here. This area isn't entirely complete. I might still put some more stuff in, like random light posts and stuff. But everything's looking pretty good so far. I pretty much just bone mealed this place up. A lot of these small yellow and red flowers just spawned from the bone meal. And then I had a ton of lilacs, rose bushes, so I kind of put those randomly around. And then I also had a few peonies. Thankfully, we have a flower, one of those flower plains biomes, not too far by. And then I also thought what would be a nice touch is to put a trellis sort of around part of this area. I didn't put it around the entire area. Maybe I will. I'll experiment with it and see how it looks. But I want to do different decorations over here. And pretty much a trellis is just those garden things you see, you know, that kind of takes you around a garden. And it'll also take you around this area, which I think looks really nice. Kind of show you off the garden, shows off this whole Greek build really well. And I think it looks nice because when I think of, you know, these nice fancy Greek buildings, I don't just think of, you know, amazing temples like this, but I think of the more natural side. I think of all the beautiful landscapes and stuff happening over there, you know, as cheesy as it sounds. And so I thought this trellis looked pretty good. I have tons of leaves, thankfully, because when I took down all the trees in this area, I took the leaves from a lot of them, so I had a lot of leaves to use. And I just kind of randomly put some vines here and there, and some of them have started to grow and spread a little bit. Oh, like this one, damn, this one really started to grow. But the rest of them are looking pretty nice. And so this whole area, I think, looks very good, and hopefully this can give you some inspiration for your own area. I especially like this trellis area. I don't know why, I think it looks so nice. But I think with all of these flowers and stuff, it really makes this area look really nice. And I don't think it, you know, sticks out too much from the rest of this village. I think if I look over there, that whole area looks nice. Now, it looks a little barren in some areas, like over there and over there. We could still use a little bit of bone meal, but I haven't bone mealed every single square inch yet, just because, one, I'm running pretty low on bone meal. I previously had a lot of bone meal because I've just killed a lot of skeletons, and you can get bone meal pretty easily, but I'm pretty much out at this point. And also because I do want to build some of my own trees in this area. I didn't want to spawn, you know, trees just using bone meal and saplings. I wanted to make some of my own. And what I also want to do is, if you check over here, there's tons of flowers, not just red and blue flowers, but we have these flowers, we have all these crazy colorful awesome flowers, and I want to try to grab some of them and maybe put them around here, because the only small flowers we have over here are red and yellow. So I kind of experiment with that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be all for this build. I think it turned out really good. As we get more rare items in the future, we will put them in here. One thing I do want to do is to spawn another wither and kill it and put a wither star in here. Some other things I might put is maybe I'll put like my first diamond pickaxe or my first diamond. Now, I don't have my first diamond. I don't know specifically which diamond is my first, but maybe I'll just put like, yo, in episode 2, we got our first diamond. Oh, yo, I also have to fill in that little block. But overall, I think this looks really nice. I might also experiment with putting vines on here and maybe putting some cracked stone, or not cracked stone, some cracked quartz if that's a thing. Just stuff like that. Overall, though, I think this looks pretty good. Hopefully you enjoyed this build. Hopefully you can get some inspiration looking at it for your own builds. And if you did enjoy, consider leaving a like and subscribing. This is all for this video. This is JWhisp, and I will see you guys all in the next one.